You're watching Plant Identification Through Personal Investigation with Angeline Whitmire. This plant portrait is for dwarf crested iris, Iris cristata. The perennial dwarf crested iris grows from rhizomes. Each rhizome has tuberous sections separated by long, thin sections. The tuberous sections have distinct, widely distributed scales. New leaves, broadly linear in shape, grow upwards. The thin leaves grow in an equitant arrangement, upwards and overlapping in two ranks. During spring, leaves begin appearing above the surrounding leaf litter in moist, open woods. When fully mature, the sword-like leaves will show a gentle curve along their length. Dwarf crested iris is native in southern and eastern states of the United States. A flower bud becomes visible at the center of the upright leaves. As the bud lengthens and emerges from between the leaves, we can see the purple and white colors of the sepals. The buds swell and fill out. Then 3 sepals begin to unfurl. Next, the 3 petals spread apart. Now the flower is nearly fully expanded. A group of blooming dwarf crested iris plants is quite a remarkable find on a spring day. Each plant stands about 6 inches tall when in bloom. The flowers are about 3 inches across. Here's a view from above, and another view of the blossom from the side. The inner whorl consists of 3 arching, unmarked purple petals. The outer whorl has 3 sepals curving downward, with elaborate white and yellow markings. Above each sepal is a petaloid style, whose stigma, the pollen-receptive surface, presses against the sepal. The stamen lies between the petaloid stigma and the sepal. When a pollinator visits a flower, it pushes between the petaloid style and the sepal. Pollen may then transfer from the pollinator's body to the stigmatic surface. The pollinator then exits the one-way flower near the stem. Here's a close view of a sepal with its petaloid style. Within the white and yellow portion of the sepal, we can distinguish the fluted crest rising from the sepal. Another view of the crinkly ridged crest portion of the sepal. The dwarf crested iris flower on the right is in peak bloom, while the central and leftmost flowers are just beginning to die. The sepals and petals start curling up. The flower stalk bends over. The petals and sepals become translucent as they continue to shrivel. Eventually, the flower becomes a thin strip of dried material. This group of dwarf crested irises includes fresh blossoms and dead flowers. By summer, you can only find the sword-like green leaves, standing about 8 or 9 inches tall. In the fall, the leaves may have some yellow spots before the leaves turn yellow. By late fall, the leaves have died. They become difficult to find among the other brown leaves dropped from nearby trees. If you know where a patch of dwarf crested iris bloomed during the previous spring, then you can find their twisted dried leaves during winter. Next spring, the glorious dwarf crested iris flowers reappear. This is Angeline. Thank you for watching and learning about Iris cristata, also known as dwarf crested iris. Visit identifythatplant.com for more images of dwarf crested iris, for plant identification resources, and for information about how you can confidently master the skill of correct plant identification.